Hi everybody, welcome! We're making a delicious snack recipe with plantains. We're making param puri, which is in Malayalam fruit fritters, and essentially is made with plantains. I have some beautiful large plantains here that are really ripe. Now, if you have seen bananas, they don't get so black, and if they do, it means you need to trash them. But with plantains, when they get really black like this, it means that they're soft and ready to be eaten. All of them are. So we have two varieties here. One is a slightly shorter, fatter variety, and the other is the longer, what looks like bananas. Now for our fritter batter, I have about 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I've put in half a teaspoon of turmeric powder in there. And this recipe originated in the state of Kerala in India. And they use a little turmeric for the yellow color to the outer batter. We're using some sugar, so I have about a couple tablespoons of all-purpose. You can use any sweetening agent. I'm using a little bit of baking soda and about 3 tablespoons of rice flour. So we can get started by making our batter. The rice flour goes in. Give that a good stir. Now you will need a pinch of salt to bring out all of those flavors. Mix it well. I'm going to add the sugar. Mix that well too. And as we are making the batter, I already have a small sauce pot on the pan with some oil that's ready for deep frying, and we'll get there in a few seconds. Now to this, I will be adding a little water at a time, room temperature water. Now we're looking for a batter that's not too thick and neither should it be runny. We definitely are not looking for thick here. A little more water. And you're going to have to taste for salt and sugar to make sure that it's the right sweetness. Maybe just a little more here. And to this I'm adding just a quarter teaspoon of baking soda. This will help it rise and get slightly puffy and crunchy when we fry it. See how it's lightly yellow? It matches the bananas. See, this is thick, so we're going to add a little more. Batter is ready. I'm going to let it rest here and work on our bananas. I have a cutting board. I'm going to grab a knife. Nice and ripe. See how plantains hold their shape even when the skin is so completely black. They still are so firm, and this is actually when it's perfectly ripe and you can work with them. Cut them in half. I'm going to try and make thin pieces, long pieces like this. Just put them down. And I can smell the delicious plantain here. It's perfectly ripe, so it's firm and at the same time soft and sweet. Let's try cutting this. So we have enough here to get started. We'll cut the rest as we go. So we're gonna move over to the stove here. Just a second. So we're trying to heat up some oil here to deep fry our plantain fritters. I have the bananas right next to me. Let's just test it quickly with a drop of batter. Now right there I have a paper towel lining a plate. I have a stainless steel plate. You can use any plate. Just make sure that your stove is not hot, the burner is not hot. These are rising to the top and puffing up just a little bit so we know our oil is hot. So we're going to start dipping a piece of plantain in the batter, completely cover it. And you don't want your heat too high because you want your plantain to kind of cook inside. Put our third one in. We're going to do a small batch first and taste for sugar and salt. This is our last batch. I'm taking it out of the oil. See how nicely brown it is, and the baking soda gives it a nice puffy crust, which you would not get if you didn't add the baking soda. And there's a slight crunch and a chewiness, the crunch from the rice flour and the chewiness from the all-purpose flour. Just put it on the plate there, and we can put some on a serving platter. Plantain fritters, or param puri as you call it in India. Delicious, wonderful snack. Goes really well with a cup of Indian chai, cardamom chai. Let's just plate all that I have here. There you have it. I hope you try it. It's a very easy but well worth it plantain fritters. Enjoy.